live. All right. That's what it's telling me anyway. We're live. As usual, awkward beginning. I'll never understand how long it takes. So welcome to ISO Productions again. Tonight we have on my new friend, Josh. I'm also Josh. You can call me Johannes tonight, and we'll call him Josh from Ants Flagstaff. That's just kind of his nickname, I think. We'll find out together. Like on message boards and Discord and whatnot. So we've got a couple of things. First off, our views have been up quite a bit. So thank you for that. Thank you all for that. Whoever's been watching and is watching now. I don't know. It just makes me feel good at this point that the views are up. We finally hit the 150 subscriber mark, which is nothing, but it means so much to me. It's crazy. We still don't get that many views on every video, but it helps. We are going to start offering advertisement space, I guess, after some consideration. So let me know if you want me to fluff one of your products. With super reasonable rates. We're going to grandfather those in. I mean, they're super, super cheap. But all that money, any money we generate from ads, will go into production. So obviously, my production value right now is 0. I'd like to make it more than 0. So we did get a new backdrop. I just haven't figured out how to install it yet. It's been a hassle. I think that's it for the beginning. So again, thank you if you're here. If you're like and subscribe, if you made it this far, hit the bell icon. Well, you know what to do. It's YouTube. So let me bring on Josh. And welcome to the show, Josh.
So
I waited until you were under the desk. I don't know what you're doing there, but I waited until you were under your desk to bring you on because we like things awkward here. Oh, also I'm wearing a Spot Freak t-shirt that I finally found. So I never know which hand. You've got your ants. Is there a species on there? What is the species on your?
I'm going to assume Formica.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you're an early starter too. So you're 17, yeah? And is this something you're going to do like college-wise?
Yes.
Yes. So you're going to, now is it entomology in general or just ants?
So, yes and no. So I have to go to NU or ASU university to do entomology, and then to basically only do ants. I just specialize in ants, so then it becomes myrmecology, but it's technically all in the same thing. But
right. I mean, yeah, it's all lumped in there together. But the specialists are the guys that are doing doctorates and, right? All of that.
Yeah.
The lead guys. The guys building those crazy setups for BBC.
Yeah.
With microphones and trackers on individual ants. That was insane. There's an insane special on BBC. You'll just have to look it up, guys. It's got David Attenborough, so I can't recommend it enough. He's a worldwide treasure.
Awesome.
Which you know. You know David Attenborough's the best.
Oh, yeah.
So now you are bringing to us honeypot ants. And so I think these guys are fascinating. We've had a couple species of ants. We had the weaver ants were the last ones. Or not the weaver ants, I'm sorry. The leafcutter ants, Atta mexicana, who are just monsters. They are big old ants. And we get to watch them. What's up, Andy? We got to watch them destroy a bin of leaves. Like, I don't know if you saw that episode, but they ravaged those leaves.
I did see it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm fascinated by all the adaptations that ants have gone through. Like, you think, when people think of ants, I think the general person, like myself before, thinks of them as just ants. They destroy your picnics. They get in your house and you steal your dog food or get in your sugar bag or whatever. You know what I mean? The ants that get in my house love Snapple apple juice, so that's what I use for traps. It is the best apple juice. I don't know. It's our unofficial sponsor tonight. I don't have one out, but Snapple apple. It's like drinking an apple. But they don't think of all the adaptations. Like, so this species is from Arizona. Let's bring them on. And then why don't you tell me a little bit about them?
So honeypot ants, they're unique because they are meant to literally live in the desert for what, like the heat, 100 plus. What they do is they have these things called repletes, and they basically act like living fridge.
So a replete is one of the ants that they designate, like a soldier. There's soldier ants, worker ants, queen ants, and then there's these repletes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the repletes is just a food storage form for either when it's hot out or when they just don't want to forage.
Okay. So when they
This
want to be lazy, they check the fridge and see that there's some food in the fridge, and then they can just hang out.
Yeah. So this specific species is nocturnal as well,
Okay. So they're nocturnal.
depending on species. Yeah.
This species is nocturnal.
Yeah.
So now, are there other species of honeypot ants, or is this the only one?
Oh, there was 12 in Arizona. I have no idea on how many there are in the entire world.
Okay, there's 12 honeypot ants species in Arizona. Now I know there's some in Mexico because I've seen them use these as candy. Basically, I've seen them just pop them like candy, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever done that with these guys?
I have.
Yeah? Is it awesome?
It depends on what you feed them.
That makes sense. That makes sense. What did you feed them before you devoured one of these girls?
So I feed them sugar water dyed blue.
Okay. We're going to see more of that later. If you guys can see in the middle of the screen, in the middle layer of this ant farm, this is from Tar Heel Ants, by the way.
Yep.
Shout out Tar Heel Ants if you appreciate the shout out. I appreciate a discount. So I want one of their setups so bad, but I'm so broke right now. So you can see these, they look like black balls, blue black balls hanging from the top of the from the roof of the middle tunnel there, chamber. I can see 3 across there basically. They're the shiny, I hate to say it, but they're the shiny blue balls. All right. You set me up, Josh. You set me up. You knew there were going to be blue balls on this show. So set up by a kid. Look at this. So those are the repletes, and they are like, these are not small ants in general. These are not small ants.
They're medium.
I'd say they're at least as big as my Camponotus discolor.
Oh, discolor? Oh no.
They're not as big as discolor?
No, they're smaller. Just kind of, yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, just maybe that's because the setup is smaller. They look bigger to me. But they're easy to see them moving around in the top. So they will. So these guys run around on the top, will find sugar water, bring it down, and they basically, how do they get it into the replete? Like, what do they do?
So they do this thing called prophylaxis, which is basically mouth to mouth.
Okay.
So ants have 2 stomachs. All species do.
Okay.
These guys just have a bigger social stomach.
Okay.
But so they have a stomach for themselves and a social stomach for the rest of the colony, so they can share things. So when they drink or eat protein or sugars and stuff, it will go into the social stomach.
Okay. Sorry, folks. We can't figure out what's causing that, but
Yeah.
apparently I can make it stop when I start talking. Okay, cool. Noted.
Where was I?
You're talking about social stomachs. When they eat proteins or carbohydrates like sugar, honey. I feed mine honey for just straight honey. And the little jelly cups that you get from the diner. Right? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Get it on the cheap. Get pancakes, fill my purse with the jellies. Yeah, I'm real cheap. They love orange marmalade. I didn't think that was going to be a hit, but they love the orange
Yes, they
marmalade.
do.
So they mouth to mouth. So literally, they vomit from the second stomach,
Basically, yeah.
and the other one takes it in.
Yeah.
This is how, because not all ants go out to forage, so they'll feed the whole colony like this. Now, do you guys stop at the repletes first, and then everybody else taps off the replete?
So, kind of depends.
Okay.
So, it's like a 50-50. They will go to other vocals, they will go to Hui pleats. So, yeah.
So kind of whoever needs it, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. And then if they're being lazy, they just tap the repletes.
Yeah.
I'm imagining them like a keg. Like if you were at a party and the keg was a guest. Like that. Right? That's kind of how it is.
Yeah.
In a very idiot way, to say it. And so they'll die. Like normally they'd be pretty clear, right? They'd just have a off-color abdomen. They wouldn't be this like dark blue.
Yeah, so in the wild, they will be like a honey kind of color.
Okay. And where do they get their living in the desert? Where do they get these liquids and sweets from in the desert?
Flowers, so tree sap, honey, nectar, stuff like that.
Do they do aphids and all? Like, do they?
I believe some species do. Yeah.
Okay, but not these guys.
These guys I actually don't know.
Okay.
I don't think they've been documented too.
Fair. And where do you go, like, to find documentation on some of these guys? Because almost all of my ant guests have talked about that, and I've never been able to find like scientific articles.
Definitely got to do a lot of research and click into links within links and stuff like that.
Okay.
I
don't do any of that. That's if I have to hit 2 links, I'm like, whatever. I'll watch some BBC specials. I'll get it from there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to be a doctor of ants. Not. So for you, that works. For you, that's great.
Yeah.
Right? So these guys are pretty agitated. Did something just happen? They were flying around on top. I don't know.
Well, they'll be fine.
So these, I know they'll settle down. I was shocked at how fast they are. Like my ants get kind of fast when they're mad, but
look,
they're gonna blow on them. Yeah, there they go. So all you have to do is blow on them, and they get super pissed. Yeah, look at them go. They're trying to kill Josh right now. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, there's like a Teflon barrier that you can use that I haven't used. That's how I had my escape last week.
Where was my stuff?
That I have in the mail. It's coming in the mail, actually. So, because mine escaped, and I had to.
Yeah.
Learning from my first escape, I keep a potted plant by my formicariums now in case there is an escape. They immediately find that as a spot that they might want to be interested in. So they start digging there. So I don't have to look very far to find them. Like you'll find foragers out or whatever, but most of the ants that left on the last escape wound up in the potted plant. And so now when they come out to feed, I just pick them off and throw them back in the formicarium. So now, have you had escapes from these guys?
From these guys, no.
No. They're pretty docile, right? These guys are not too...
They are extremely docile.
So they don't really have a bite or a sting?
No, they do not sting. They spray formic acid.
Okay, which is not... They're small, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Unless they get you in a cut you already had or something.
Yeah.
So, and that's mostly for defense. That's not like... They're not going to take things down.
Well, bugs, yeah.
Do they take down bugs? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I thought maybe they were just pollinators, because you can get a lot of protein out of honey and pollen.
Yeah. They don't take a lot of bugs down, but they do when they can, like when
Okay.
it's small enough.
Or if they find one already dead somehow,
Yeah. Oh, they find one
or
dead.
molted or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just gave my campanadas 20 small crickets, and I just dump them in and let them be happy. So they look so funny chasing them. It's
Yeah.
no, most ants are not very good hunters, but they really give it their all. They really try.
Oh
Who's
yeah.
in here? Oh, faulty ant. I don't know who that is.
Oh, faulty. It's from
Apparently
the
they don't have
yeah.
stingers. Sorry, I have my camera in the weirdest spot today. Let me move it back over where it usually is. No, it'll just look like I'm not looking at Josh. Okay. You should pre-crush them. Nah,
No.
I guess I should. I don't. I pre-kill roaches. My colony's so big now that they eat a full size dubia in a day. They'll hollow it out in a day. So
Yeah.
they're that big. I'm guessing they're at like 1,200 to 1,500 workers. There are a ton of majors in my colony. Do these guys get majors too? Do they have that dimorphism or no?
No.
Is that what it's called? It's not even called that, is it? What is it called?
It's called polymorphic.
Polymorphic. Dimorphism is like between male and female, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, it's more like a vertebrate thing, I think. How old is your discolor? Well, my discolor colony is almost a year. How old is this colony? We were talking about these guys. How old is this colony?
Mine.
Yeah.
2 years.
2 years. And you started with just the queen, or did you have any more?
Just the queen.
Wow. Okay. And are these guys finicky? Was it hard to get them going?
So I find them extremely easy.
Okay.
Other people found them extremely hard. So
Okay.
I guess it just really depends. But for me, it was extremely easy.
Did you just get lucky, or how did it?
I don't know. I have 2 more colonies coming.
Okay. So are they past the test tube stage?
I don't keep them in the test tube.
Okay. What do you do then? So as far as I know, with me talking to everybody else and what I've done, because of just watching other people, I'm an Ants Canada acolyte. That's how I got into it. I've since learned that he might not be the best source, but he's definitely entertaining. So, and for intro, I think a lot of people can point to Mike from Ants Canada. Yes, faulty ant. These are THA mini hearths. Oh, is that where you found?
Yeah, I found in a mini hearth. This is a new nucleus that they're in right now.
Okay. Hey, knock it off. All right. And listen again.
Every time you speak, it
Something. My voice is very soothing. So, okay. So a lot of people, apparently several people at least, use the THA. Tar Heel Ants is THA, folks. THA mini hearth, which they have a ton of different size things. I've been really impressed with the size of their formica, and they are all pretty much hand carved, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, because I haven't seen 2 that are the same. Like there's not a mold. We'll get more into that in a minute. Like I want to see some of the features on that. If you could just kind of explain them to us. But so the top part is basically their outworld. That's where they would be running around in the wild, technically.
Yeah.
Their little slice of earth. And then the bottom obviously is where they live. Now, how many do you think are in this colony roughly?
At the moment, around 2K, maybe 3.
2,000 to 3,000
Easily.
in this little thing?
It's double-sided.
Okay, so there's another thing on the back. Okay, yeah. So but still, like, okay, so I have my colony in a 29-gallon aquarium. And how do you count? Like, how do you estimate? Because I may be undercounting.
I've learned how to estimate throughout the years.
Yeah. So you can just eyeball it and you kind of know.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I always think that I am. Oh, it is pretty large. Okay. Can you put your hand up to it so I can see? Like, just like right on it, basically. I want to get a better feel. Okay. All right. That's probably like a 5-gallon tank. Depending on the size. Is what I'm thinking. Okay, now you're on the back of it. Oh, so that's really like a square or a cube almost.
Yep.
Okay. I wasn't seeing that. I was just seeing it as like maybe 6 inches deep.
Yeah.
How deep is this thing? It's like an inch deep.
Fantastic. Yeah, I really like their design. That guy spent a lot of time. It's Kevin, I think his name is. Or Keith, the guy at Tar Heel Ants.
A Mac.
Mac. I knew it was a manly name. But Mac over at Tar Heel Ants. We talked to him briefly. Not on the show, but I've tried to contact him to get him on. We're not big enough yet. He'll be here soon. So yeah, if you want to see Mac, like and subscribe. Show your friends.
Oh yeah.
Get some people over here. We'll get Mac on the show. I think his designs are very ingenious. So he puts sand into the whatever he uses for the. Do you know what he uses for the material?
Mm-mm.
No, probably his own special blend.
Yeah,
it almost looks like a really cool version of that stone you can make. I can't think of the name of it right now.
The nests are flipping heavy.
Are they? So it might be concrete. It might be concrete.
Oh no.
No?
Oh no. He like mixes things and sand. I don't know.
What's the stuff that most DIY guys use that they carve out to make the brick?
Y-tong, but this is not Y-tong.
Okay. That's something that people use like a gypsum based, right?
Yeah.
So this is not that.
Yeah. Y-tong has a bunch of different names. Ale, created concrete, Y-tong. Other ones that I don't know of.
Okay. Yeah. I was a dummy and carved mine out of wood, like a whole lot of wood. I used 3 Dremel tools. I burned out 3 rotary tools. I have the 4th one is still working I got an industrial strength one, and that one is still going strong. Excuse me. I've been fighting this cold for like a week. Don't have kids if you don't like being sick. If you like being sick, have a bunch of kids. It's the best way to do it. So 3,000. You can kind of see them. We'll get the camera in there a little tighter.
Yeah.
Can we get the camera in a little tighter and see into the chambers? Please? I'm going to use my manners.
Okay. I will have to flip it to really know.
Oh, they're like clear. Yeah, so those blue balls are the repletes. Those are not marbles. That is an ant with some junk in the trunk, I'll tell you. Oh, there they are all in the bottom. Holy cow. Okay, it looked like you had about 4 repletes in the beginning.
Yeah, no, those.
Now I can see there's like 50.
Yeah, those were probably 200 in total.
Hold on, I'm going to mute your other one and see if we can bring this one on. Oh. Nope, we're not going to do that. Okay.
Here, hold on.
That's pretty amazing.
Okay, I'm over here now.
Okay. Let's see. Let's put this one. That is super amazing to see. And they have repletes on every level. But they seem to really like that bottom level.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they like the humidity. They're right by that water chamber.
Yep, there's 3 of them.
Okay.
One there, and one on this side. Here it is.
Oh, yeah, they love that. Their repletes love that humidity, apparently.
Yeah,
They're just hanging there like Christmas ornaments, just all over the place.
Oh, yeah. And another. There, it's like the flashlight's being blocked on the bottom, though. That's how many repletes there are.
Oh yeah, it looks like just blue light coming through.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That is awesome. Oh, Ching, thanks for showing up. Yeah, these guys are so cool. I'm always blown away with how many adaptations ants have come up with to fill niches in the environment,
Oh yeah.
and how they're just in every environment they're in, they're just a keystone species. Like, they just can't really, whatever environment they're in, can't really function without them. Let's see. Let's get you back here.
Yep.
Okay, you did it for me. Awesome. I was getting ready to mute and unmute everybody. So Ching, what gives them the blue color? We kind of covered. You feed them sugar water that has been dyed with food coloring. Yeah. So you can make them whatever color you want. So now you ate one. So do you think if you can make any color you want, Ching?
Yeah.
Food safe, food grade food dye.
Just normal food dye. That's what I use.
Just normal, like for cupcake or whatever. Yeah. For bakers, okay. Because they're pretty blue. Like, I've seen them and they're like tinted. These guys are like blue. And they don't care. Obviously, they don't care. They're packing their fridge full of it. Oh, there it is. All right. That'll do it. So now how many species? Everybody I talk to has like dozens of species of ant in their house.
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, yeah. Clearly you're one of them. So how many have you got? See, we didn't prep for any of this. He has no idea.
About 40.
33, 12, 19. Yeah, I'm a real jerk.
How dare you? Wait, I for about 30, 33.
33 colonies. Does that includes all your colonies that are still founding too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And you sell ants as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Locally.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to get permits, all that stuff. It's crazy. We went over that before. Back episodes, if you want to talk about that. We're not going to go over that again. Just don't sell ants across state lines. Or internationally. That's when people get angry. Although, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, Asian countries have the best ants. From what I've seen, I love the Asian country ants, like the blue, those bright blue ants that they have. We have nothing like that. Why would they turn blue? I don't understand what benefit that is.
I love Australian ants.
Okay, like the bullet ant and those guys, dinosaur ants.
Not the bullet. The bullet is South American.
Okay. I figured everything that could kill you or really, really hurt you is in Australia. My bad.
There's weaver ants, there are meat ants, rainbow ants, green-headed ants.
What are those ones? Do we have any species where they use their head for the door?
Cephalotes, yeah. Total ants.
We do? We have doorhead ants?
In America? In North America, yeah. In Arizona.
Of course, they're in Arizona. Why would I think anything else? I need to make a road trip. Ching, are you down? I think Ching and I are going to come down and just get lost in the desert trying to catch ants.
I can join you.
There you go. We'll have a guide. We'll have a local, a native.
I've been here for 11 years.
You've been hunting ants for 11 years and you're 17?
Yeah.
So I'm not good at math. You were 6?
Yeah.
So you've been keeping them like for 6.
So I've been keeping them for 7 years, but I've been finding them and messing with them since I was 6.
Oh, well, that's fair. I think most people have been finding and messing with ants since they were little.
Every time you talk, it stops.
Yeah, I'm telling it knows. It knows that I will bust some heads.
That is funny.
Let me turn this light off. It's really bugging me. There we go. That looks so much better. Yep, Ching will have his broken. I don't think you have broken English, but I've never heard you talk, Ching. So maybe you do. Yeah, I just think they're so fascinating, and this is one of the coolest adaptations that I've seen. Like one of the coolest answers to a problem that an organism can get. Because I've seen mine, like normal ants have repletes kind of too, or they have that massive social stomach. So their gaster, their third segment on their body, will get bloated to the point that it's almost clear.
Yeah, their butts.
Right, their butts, for lack of a better term. Hi, Casey. How you doing? I don't think I've seen Casey here before.
Casey Kylo. I know him on Instagram.
Okay, awesome. So I know that all ants have that, and so I noticed that the guys with the biggest abdomens or the biggest gasters in my colony tend to stay inside. So I think it's like a mini replete situation, and these guys have just taken it to the extreme, like your honeypot ants have just taken it to the extreme. What is he saying? Logo LOL. He'll use broken English. He's so fluent with talking to his dad. Awesome.
Nice.
Ching's Asian, or he's American, but American Asian. Or Asian American.
I'm French.
Oh, welcome. All right, I'm a true American mutt. I have every honky race of people on the planet is distilled into me. So, yeah, every possible type of white guy is right here. Let's see what else. So now you feed these guys the same as any other ants. So you give them a water tower, a sugar water tower. Do you give them the beetle jelly?
I don't give them beetle jelly. I literally just give them protein, crickets, and fruit flies and stuff, and
Okay.
sugar water.
Yeah. Do you pre-kill? I know that's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What are the benefits of pre-killing? Because I don't generally do it. I do it with fruit flies now because I've had too many escapes.
I don't pre-kill fruit flies, but how small they are.
Yeah.
And they're big enough to take them down easily.
Right. Right. So the pre-kill is basically so that your ants don't get harmed in the process.
Yeah.
And I think on a certain level, like for certain animals, it gets to the point that it's cruel if they can't kill them quickly.
Yeah.
So like when I'm feeding them live crickets that are roughly the same size as the ant, I'm not too concerned about it. I feel like that's
fine.
That's a quick kill, and they're not going to get too messed up. Like none of the ants are going to get too jacked up. But like I said, with a roach, like I pre-kill the roach because I just feel like
Same.
that would take them 3 days to kill that thing. There'd just be 50 ants hanging off the back of it.
And then do like 100 dead.
Yeah, right. Because the roach is not necessarily defenseless. So it just gets so crazy. What's your favorite genus that you keep out of the ants that you have?
Why that question?
What's one of your favorites, I guess we could say? Because who has a favorite, really?
I would have to say one of my favorites are definitely the honeypots and the aquamimics, which are leaf cutter, the desert leaf cutter.
So you guys have a trichomyrmex too, or is that the same one that we have up here?
We have Trichomyrmex aerozonis, but that's not what I have.
Okay. Do you have the trichomyrmex sep like we have up here?
No.
No. Okay. All right.
That's east. That way.
Yeah, that way. In my basement, I have no sense of direction at all. I think, that's east for me. That way. So, which kind of makes sense. No, it should be the same direction. I don't know. So you have, we went over the species that he has is 32, 33. Or I guess it's not species, you have 33 colonies.
Now I have 33 species.
Okay, 33 species and multiple colonies of some of these.
In total colonies, I probably have around 50.
50? That's a lot of ants in your house. Now, where did you... Okay, so this is a good question. What was the first species you started a colony from a queen? Like, just from a queen?
Tetromonium pavement ants.
That seems pretty common. I hear that a lot. So I still need to find their flights. I didn't have any luck this year at all.
June.
June is the time to do it. In Illinois?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. After a rain, dusk,
Morning.
morning. See, that's not me, bro.
Like not morning, but like maybe like 10.
Oh, I could do that.
Like
I could
10
do that.
down.
And you're just looking for them on the. Now they're tiny, so you're just looking for them on the pavement or whatever, literally on the pavement.
Yeah.
So Tetramorium, and they breed like crazy. Are they polygynous or are they monogynous? I'm saying it all wrong, right?
Neither, actually.
Neither.
So there was like 4 different types. There was the 2 that you just named.
Okay.
There was one that they are polygynous in the beginning, but then they kill off all of the queens besides one.
Okay.
I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not going to try, but it's another
Okay.
N1.
If anyone knows, put it in the chat. I don't know if anyone here knows.
I don't know how to spell it.
That's okay. That's okay. I don't know how to spell polygynous, so well, I guess I kind of do.
I do.
That was a lie. So polygynous is multiple queens, and monogynous, is it monogynous?
Yeah.
Monogynous? Whatever. Monogynous is one queen. They have one queen, and they'll kill each other. Have you I don't think that anyone has ever accidentally let their ants loose. I think they just get loose, like you didn't take proper precautions, like in my case. And
all the ant keepers accidentally like leave a lid open without proper stuff, and it's just what you do when you're you're just learning, finding out what's the best thing to do and stuff.
I mean, even the pros. I've talked to everybody that I've talked to about ants on the show has had an escape this year, however minor or major it is. But
my Limatopa peculatum just escaped twice, like 2 weeks ago.
What was the cause? What was the cause of it? Do you know?
The first cause was they went through the fluon barrier and kind of pushed open the lid.
It pushed open the lid?
Yeah, there was like thousands of workers in that colony.
Oh my god.
And then the second one was I moved them into a different nest.
Okay.
And they went through the glass.
Through the glass? Like ghosts?
No.
Okay.
Cracks.
Oh, through cracks. Okay. I was like, through the glass. You were very mystic when you said it, too. I was like, wait a minute. I'm not keeping any more ants. I got to put some ant bombs in there. They got to go.
No, that's the ghost ants that can do that.
Okay.
That's actually a legitimate species, too.
Well, there's the, what is the one I wanted to get? Thief ants that are so tiny. They're almost impossible to keep. They're microscopic. I found the first time I ever encountered them was on a dandelion head, and they were like 0.5 millimeter maybe, and there had to be like 500 of them on one dandelion head, and I didn't even know what they were at first. I had to get my phone and zoom, and I was like, "This is an ant." Casey said he found one in their bed yesterday. Found a Tetramorium.
Yeah, Tetromonium, the species that I first caught, is actually invasive here in Arizona.
Okay. So no one really cares that you catch those and take them out of the environment.
Yeah.
Because I've heard a lot of stories like, oh, you're taking them out of the environment and they would have settled there and yada, yada. And it's like, there's so many. They'll settle. Someone else will settle there. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Aqua Garden has been covered in fire ants. Was that on a bet? Were you drunk, Aqua Garden, or is that something?
Me too, man. Me same.
Covered in fire ants?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess Arizona looking for ants on purpose. That's going to happen, right? Now you're not allergic, clearly. You didn't have an anaphylactic reaction or anything like that, so you're kind of made for.
And I also have medical stuff for that stuff type of stuff.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Is there a specific medication, or what do you use?
So I use this stuff called a sting kill.
Okay.
They are like these green little vials that you. So there's plastic and then like a glass tube inside.
Okay.
You just smash it. There's cotton at one end, and then you apply it.
So wherever you got stung.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like looking for ants in Arizona, I'd want a bucket of that stuff. Because like the Atta Mexicana are no joke. Fire ants, you guys have to have those everywhere. Right?
Atta Mexicana don't sting.
Oh, so you just need something. You need Band-Aids with them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they bite. They're savages. But you've got, who else do you have that stings there? Do you have other stinging ants in Arizona?
No, lots.
Lots. Your reaction was the best. Oh God. The memories I have.
I have
So, pogos. I heard pogonomyrmex are pretty bad.
Pognomomix. Yeah.
So they're native to Arizona.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Because I know that's the first ant that you can get anywhere. Like you can have that shipped anywhere, basically.
Depending on species.
Okay. Occidentalis is the one that I know of.
Octentalis.
Okay.
Which is the one that you're thinking of. Yeah.
That's the one that I know of, tar heel ants that they have. So that's where I first saw them, and I was interested.
Yeah, that's the only species that I sell outside of the state.
Okay. Then you have the permits and all that. Do you need permits for the pogos?
To be honest, I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out, but I'm gonna assume you do. But at the moment, I haven't been. But
fair. Oh, Aqua Garden Zen said that they were playing in the woods as a kid and tripped into a massive hill. Yeah, that sucks. I'm surprised that hasn't happened to me. I never really look where I'm going in the woods.
I hear that type of story all the time. Like, so many people have bad encounters with fire ants, man.
I mean, they're awful. They suck. And they take over the whole super colonies, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, on the Ants Canada, I can't wait till he has to move that tank. I want that video so bad. He's got like 1 million in there, and there's no way he's not getting swarmed. Jumping in the swamp kind of pissed him off. Oh yeah, they just float. So fire ants just float. They've got that situation where they can just walk on the tension of the water, right?
So they don't walk.
Okay.
So when they do little like rafts in the water,
yeah,
they'll basically making air pockets to make them float.
So they kind of hold some air in their legs or something.
Their body hairs, and when they basically just grab on, it creates basically a bubble around them underneath.
Oh, that's crazy. And then they can breathe. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I read this when I was a kid, and I never forget a dumb fact that I read. So this qualifies as dumb fact. So every segment of their body can breathe, right? Clearly not. Clearly, I'm super wrong.
I have not heard that one yet.
I heard. Now, see, I said I heard this as a kid. Most of the stuff I knew as a kid is wrong today. Like most of the science I learned is wrong. Like Pluto's not a planet.
Pluto's
not down.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I hear. So, asteroids, Space Force. Who knows?
Evolutionary land.
Right? So back to the ants. So now, how long did it take them to get? Well, it took them 2 years. You said it took these guys 2 years to get to about 3,000 workers.
Yeah.
Okay, and they
Yeah.
don't have majors, you said?
No.
No. So this is just basically they decide one day that Jim the ant is going to be a replete. Because they start out the same, don't they?
So they start out as neonatics,
Right.
and when the second or third generation comes around, then bigger workers start to come in, and then even bigger workers, and the bigger workers are the one that become repletes
Okay.
because they have a bigger social stomach and stuff.
Well, then it just balloons. So that just doesn't happen overnight. They just keep stretching it and stretching it, right?
Basically, yeah.
It's just so crazy.
But they do have a stopping point, as most of those are done.
Right. Is this a thing? What are your thoughts on crazy ants? They get into electrical components and they destroy lots of things. Is that a thing? I thought that was just an Ant-Man.
No, so crazy ants are a thing. There was yellow crazy ants and black crazy ants. My opinion on them.
They get into electrical components, so they would like get into your computer.
I've really actually haven't thought about them getting into electrical shit.
That's wild. Now I saw that on Ant-Man, and I was like, "Is this a thing?" Like they generated some kind of an electric shock, and I was like, "What?" So clearly that's not a thing. I thought that was something that they just made up for the movie.
It is. I think that they just made up for the movie.
Okay, because they had crazy. How did they get that nickname, Crazy Ants? Because it never occurred
Because
to me.
they're fast,
Okay,
and they're probably one of the most craziest ants that you will ever work with.
crazy how? Like are they aggressive? Are they just
Aggressive, fast, annoying. Yeah.
every kind of crazy?
Yeah.
Perfect. So really, you don't recommend those guys. Now, what other crazy
Maybe.
adaptations do you guys have near you? Do you have the leafcutter ants, the big guys? You have, by all means, they're crazy.
What's
They're not crazy, but their giant majors are insane. The soldiers are huge.
what species?
Ada mexicana.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have, and their workers are teeny. Like the workers are like tiny ants.
No.
Then you have these guys. You have the honeypots. You have what was the other one I just saw the other day? I can't even think of it. Help me out. What are some crazy ants that you got? Some like wild adaptation ants that you guys have there?
In general, like in Arizona in general?
Or that you have in your collection? Yeah.
In my collection, leaf cutters, Acromix versicolor,
Okay.
and the honeypots. That's really the really eye tensioning. What? You know what I mean.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Eye grabbing ones that I have.
Okay, so Aqua Garden says that they're from Asia, the crazy ants, and they like the buzzing of the electrical.
It depends on the species. There's yellow crazy ants that live in Asia, Canada as well. There's some crazy ants that live in North America. Speak.
Hold on just a second. That's getting really. There we go.
Every time you speak.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I didn't want that going on either. So they live like from Asia to Canada. That's a pretty crazy range, and that's all because of us, right? That's all because of people.
No, it just depends on the species.
Okay, so
there was different species of every single species.
Right, subspecies and.
Well, okay, so there's genuses. The black crazy ants, the yellow crazy ants. There are just different genuses that have different species within inside of them.
Okay.
And some of them can be native here. Some of the species can be native in Europe, other places. Because that's how it works.
Crazy. I mean, that part's not crazy. That's that basic science that I didn't grasp. I'm going to Google why these ants swarm inside electronics, and I'm going to find out. I'm going to bring it up eventually. Worked on Havoc systems for 6 years, and they always destroyed electrical contactors and boards.
Like, I wouldn't be
Check that out. I'm not calling you a liar, Aqua Garden. I just have never heard that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now I think there's got to be something to it. I got to find out why and how they destroy the electric boards.
Yeah, I can't look it up because I'm ill.
Do you want me to pull it up?
Go for it.
Yeah, it's hard to see. It's hard for the guests to see the comments. So I bet it's warm in there. It's obviously warm inside electrical components or near electrical components. It's cozy in there. That's what I would think would attract them to it. But we don't know. Neither of us know. So we're just talking.
I've never heard of it, so I'm definitely going to look into that.
It's all speculation, but that would be interesting to find out or to study, or to at least look into. I'll click 3 links for that one. You have my promise. That is a IsoBuddies Productions promise right there. Now the Tar Heel Ants, real quick, because this is the first time we've had their products on. I think it might have been on Scott Ellicott. Now this front panel on the glass for the chambers and the tunnels. What are those 4 studs on the sides, on the corners?
These things, like these things here.
Yeah, those 4 silver studs. What is that?
Those all magnets,
Okay, what's the point of having magnets on there like that?
so the glass stays.
Okay, so the glass stays on by magnets. Why not just seal it on there?
How are you going to clean it?
Well, okay, here's my question. How do you clean it with 3,000 ants in there?
You don't. You move them into a bigger nest once they.
Then you clean it out for the next guys?
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's recycling. Okay. Yeah, because if my ants ever die, the new ants are just going to move in on top of them, on top of their bodies, because there's no, I did not design it to be taken apart. It's all glued to the glass.
You know, it's an awesome design. The outwards are also magnetic.
Yeah, that's for real and awesome design. Like, the use of magnets is just crazy to me. I would be so worried. They've got to be pretty strong magnets, because I would be so worried that they'd pop off if I slipped while I'm carrying it, or...
Well, the magnets are also glued onto the glass.
Right. But between the two of them, the contact between the 2 magnets.
Yeah.
I would worry that it wasn't strong enough, because I'm clumsy.
It's extremely strong.
Awesome. I'm super clumsy, and that's how I had my first escape, is knocking one of the tubes loose and not realizing I knocked one of the tubes loose when they were on a tube setup.
Mm-hmm.
And so 3 days later, I had 1 ant in my setup looking around like, where did we go?
You guess if you drop this, it's going to break.
Well, yeah, because it's all glass or whatever, right? If you drop it, it's done.
Yeah.
Now, is the top glass or is it plexiglass, the outworld section?
It's what the heck is it called? Acrylic.
Acrylic. Okay.
Like
all right.
acrylic plastic or whatever it is.
And so this glass tube in the middle, that's your sugar water feeder, or is that just standard water? I keep pointing at the screen like everyone can see my screen. I've been doing it for months now. I'm not going to stop.
Yeah. This thing right here. It's like right here. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that's a what you call a liquid feeder.
But do you keep sugar water in there, or is that just water?
It's sugar water, yeah.
So they get water from the tube that's hanging out the outside.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a water thing. I never understood how his water feeder thing worked. You can show me. Don't bother, because I'm still not going to understand it.
It's very, very simple.
All right. So this thing, I'm trying to get it to stop. Knock it off. All right.
So You have a mini hose
Okay.
and a tube.
Okay.
The tube has a mesh.
Okay.
You put water inside, you put it in, and it slowly drips, and they drink it.
Okay. So it drips like as they drink it, or it drips kind of consistently.
As they drink it, yeah.
Okay. So they're little mouth parts or tongue or whatever you want to call it. You probably know. They don't have a tongue. What is it called?
What is it called? I don't know. It's a long name. Whatever.
I will just call it a tongue. Whatever. Nobody cares. I mean, it's details. Nobody cares. They have mandibles and they have a tongue. Faulty Ant wants to know, how long have you had your Myrma coxtus? How long have your Myrma coxtus been in the nucleus?
Momocystis. That's the things
Yep.
that you're viewing.
How long have they been in the nucleus?
How long have they been in, or how long have I had them?
It says, how long have you had them in the nucleus?
Like 5 months,
5 months. Okay,
And
so
then-
not too long.
and they're going to need another upgrade.
They're ready to go.
That's how fast they go.
Unbelievable. And now, are these ants that you can kind of slow down by feeding less, or?
Yeah.
Is that, yeah. I mean, at some point you can, but obviously if they have pupa and brood or whatever already, you're not going to shut that down.
Oh no. And
Yeah,
they can grow as fast as they can.
Unreal. Which, yeah, I'm finding that out with my disc color because I'm kind of letting them go nuts to see.
Here. So the nest. This is how big it is compared to me.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you an even bigger one.
You heard that grunt. Everybody heard that grunt. Oh my God. Is that 4 stories? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, and then the Outworld.
Oh God.
That's got to weigh a ton. Now, what's in there? Is this the Myrmecoxtus or Myrmisticus?
Nothing is in here.
Nothing is in there. All right. You're just doing cardio.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah.
That thing is massive. Now, what is the name of that nest? Like, I know he has all special names for his nests.
That one is called a pineal.
Okay. So that's not even the biggest one that he's got, is it?
It's the longest.
It's the longest? Okay. I mean, I'm not trying to test his systems. I just love his designs. They're pretty sleek. They're pretty, like, uniform.
Oh yeah.
They'd make good shelf displays with everybody being kind of...
Very.
Right? So, and sounds like they're pretty escape-proof, unless you get some asshole ants that lift the lid. Like,
Okay, so no, that's those ones are not in tall hill ants.
okay. Are they in a DIY or are they in somebody else's?
AC, ants cannon nest.
I've heard so much bad stuff about his products.
Yeah, this is like my first time using them, and I've had these nests for like 5-something years.
The nucleus, or no, what did you say is the longest Tar Heel ants?
The poineal,
Okay.
the one that I just showed you.
The basic mouth include the anterior, posterior, the labrum, upper lip, mandibles, max, labium. We're talking about blue balls, labiums. This is a very scientific episode. I feel like, yeah, having everything all at once is awesome. Hey, Andrew, how you doing? I feel like having everything all together. Instead of spending the money on a Tar Heel ants, I spent probably $400 converting a 29-gallon tank into a formicarium, which is an insane project that took me months. 4 months to build. 2 months to design. So 6 months overall, when I could have just gone to Tar Heel Ants, who already did all the work. And I probably could have got some pretty sweet setups for $400. Right?
Yeah.
Now, how is his shipping cost? Because if that thing weighs as much as it looked like it did, shipping has to be like $75.
Depends on what you buy. It's like 15 to 30, maybe 40.
That doesn't seem too bad. I've spent more than that on shipping for something this big, you know?
Yeah, well, it's the thing. It's in the United States. International shipping costs more.
And it's not alive, so that helps.
Yeah.
$15 to Arizona. It is already tested, faulty ant. Yes, I've had 3 escapes now from my 29-gallon, and that was all my fault. I didn't notice them building up. I didn't know till too late that they will stack dirt onto the petroleum barrier, the petroleum jelly, and make a little bridge and get over it. So they did that. The talcum powder that I put on eventually fell off of I have a waterfall feature inside the tank, and there's a cord that goes out. And so that's covered in the talcum powder, and that worked for a long time. And I hadn't noticed that it eventually wore off. So they got out. That's how they got out the last time. So, and now I have the talcum powder back because they've just decided they can walk straight over petroleum jelly. They don't give a damn. They just walk straight over it. Any spot in the tank. They do not care. So, yep.
That's funny.
Yeah, well, it's not so funny to me. So my wife finally found out I have them, and then she's like, "You have an escape. They gotta go." And that day, I found out they escaped. So, well, roughly 200 of them. So,
200. Okay.
Yeah, it was me, and it was right before I shot an episode, last week's episode. So I'm trying to put on like a talcum barrier real quick. I'm trying to like suck some up in an aspirator. It was bad. It was bad. Not a good way to start a show.
Technique.
Yes.
If you're dealing with ants, you always gotta have one.
Well, I had to go out in my car and get it because my ant pack thing was out. Oh, I like that. That's a cool trick on how to keep it. Nice. Yep. So I've got my own little like satchel thing.
And then you just
boom. Suck them up. See, I do it the other way. I don't suck on the tube. I use the steel thing to suck on instead of the tube.
Bad.
Yeah. Why?
Well, because first off, there was a filter.
Well, I switched it. I have it on the other side. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you'll smash them into that filter. It's not good.
Yeah. Why did you switch them?
Well, so I could suck on the one and get the ant to go into the chamber and not have them smash into the filter. So, like, I literally am sucking on the filter part.
Suck down this one and
I put the tube up to the ant because it's more there. Yeah. Okay, see, that looks better. I think I would have to try that. That's basically the exact. Cheeto invented it.
Who invented what?
I think Faulty Ant is saying that Cheeto invented the aspirator.
No.
I don't know about that.
No, they've been around before him.
Oh, he's saying LOL. All right. Or invented the neck carry. Maybe he's talking about the neck carry.
Oh, no, I've seen other people use that don't even know about Cheeto.
No, they know about Cheeto. Cheeto's he's an ant. He's bigger than Ants Canada on the down low.
He doesn't know everyone, and not everyone knows him.
That's true. Not everyone knows Ants Canada either, but they should. Everybody got their start from him. Sorry, I had to go find. Oh, okay. Don't worry about walking out on the show. We're fine. Step away if you have to. I'm glad we have 5 people on for most of it. So now their cleanup is day to day. Like we were talking before the show, you guys kind of missed it. The ants in the outworld in the top section. I didn't know what they were carrying. There was something huge. One of the ants was carrying. It was a cocoon from a pupa who had It closed. See, I know some words. I'm pointing at it again. He was right there. He was right there, you guys.
But there, man, there.
Right. So it was a pupa that he had closed. So they have a garbage pile. Looks like it's towards us on my right.
Yep, my right too.
Okay, so on the right-hand side of the screen, is that their garbage pile there?
Yep.
And then how often do you clean that out?
Every 3-4 days.
Okay, all right. And do you have anything else living in there with them, like springtails or?
No.
No. I suggest springtails. It might be too dry in the outworld for them, though, so I don't know.
I mean, they can go down into the nest. The ants won't kill them.
No, they won't at all. Small ants will. Small ants will hunt them.
Yeah,
originally.
Like Molium.
Yeah.
As I forget all the small ones.
No, it's fine. I got you.
No,
like mine attacked them immediately, but then they started to leave them alone. I think they figured out what they were there for, and they just left them alone. But at first, they were making little balls of them and mashing them all up, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
I like the idea of having something there to clean up for me, at least a little bit, you know? Because in my nest, like I said, I can't get in it, and I don't know.
Yeah, but also
the garbage piles are.
Yeah, but also you have a tank and like dirt and stuff.
Yeah, I can get in there, but I don't know where their garbage pile is.
This is
mass murder. Yeah, it was.
This isn't natural and stuff. It's not bioactive or anything. I've read Mexicanists eat dead Pokemon. Have you tried that? Guys. I've never heard of that. I mean, I've been on like every single Mexicanist thing.
To eat dead pogos. Young lad, don't worry about lurking. Like, I'm really sick too. So what's your deal, bro? I'm really sick, but I'm a waiter, so we don't care. We work sick. Your waiter is sick, by the way. If you're at a restaurant right now, your waiter is sick. You're gonna get it. That's just how life is. That's how we got where we are today. Which is why they shut down all the restaurants. They were like, nah, this is a big vector. So now, is there stuff that you worry about? No, in these nests, they're pretty sanitary. The only thing I get in this nest
is there anything I worry about?
What's that?
Is there anything I worry about?
Yeah, like them getting a mold or a fungus or
Mm-hmm.
No.
No.
Because these guys are probably pretty easy with that because they like it so dry, right?
Everyone thinks that desert guys need more dry stuff.
That's not true. Apparently, that's not true.
No. Because the deeper you go down, the more humidity and the more wet it is.
Okay. So it just dig super deep burrows, basically, or super deep tunnels.
Depending on species, yeah. And depending on the sea seasons and stuff, yeah.
Okay. Because I've seen some of the castings they've done. It's really hard to... Well, I imagine it's really hard to unearth an ant nest without totally destroying it. But I've seen the castings that they've done of some of the nests. That's kind of what I based my designs on, was the Campanatus. The way they build their nests is pretty unique. Compared to the other ones that I've seen, like the fire ant nests I've seen look like a crackhead designed it. There's just chambers everywhere. Like, who did this?
Perfect.
You have 31 subs, Faulty Ant. Well, message me. I'll do interviews. I want to do one ant interview a month. So I'm an ant enthusiast. I know this is ISO Buddies. We'll talk more. I'll talk more about that at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Let me see. Are you friends with Faulty Ant on Facebook?
No. Discord.
Discord?
He's also in AZ.
Okay, it might not be a space on here. Might not be a space in here, but that's me on Discord. It might be. Well,
Faulty Answers his
the Boo Bagger
YouTube.
So yeah, if you find me on Facebook, let's see. always up for new guests. We're kind of booked right now, but I think February is the next time I have a slot open.
Yeah, you are very booked.
Me or you?
You.
It's been crazy. I go crazy booking for like a month, and then I am like, I'm good. And then all of a sudden I realize like the next week I don't have a guest. And then I go nuts. And then I go crazy, like call all my friends like, hey man, you want to do an interview? What do you want to talk about? Talk about shoes? I don't care. Let's do it.
Shoes, perfect.
We haven't gotten that low yet. We're trying to do some really good stuff. So now in Arizona, I know there's actual shops that exist, like physical shops where people sell ant farms and ants. I say ant farms. I should say
In Arizona?
not in Arizona, but I know that they exist. Like Germany I know the guy in Germany has a shop where he sells formicariums.
Mac tall.
The cork ones, the ones that are like that.
Yeah, those ones.
Yes.
Mac has a walk-in store as well. No, you're glitched.
I'm back. All right.
Okay.
I hope everybody else can see the ants. I'm going to pull them out for a minute. Cool. They're getting all jacked up. I don't know if that's because of my bandwidth or here we go. They're back.
I don't know.
Okay, let's get me out of there. Nobody wants to see us. They want to see the ants if they can. Ant cubes. That was it. The ant cubes guy. I think his nests are genius. I really like those, but I can in no way afford those. That would be really cool to have. And I don't think I could DIY that at all. I am trying to plot a DIY for ants that is deep. I want to give them a deeper but thinner area to dig. So basically like a deep version of the old school ant farm. I mean like 3 feet deep. So I might be reaching out to some of you guys for ideas that are smarter than me on how to do that. Or what I would need to make it successful, I guess. I kind of know how to do it. I just don't know keeping moisture levels and stuff like that accurate or appropriate is where I'm worried.
Technically, you could like make a drain system.
We'll talk about it some other time. So, hit me up on Insta. Okay, cool. Yeah, but these guys don't need a whole lot, really. It looks like they don't get so big that they can't hang. Does Tar Heel Ants have they have suggestions for what type of ants to keep in what product, right?
Yeah.
Or he'll contact, like if you email Mac, he'll say, yeah, use this one.
Yeah.
Because he totally knows his stuff. He's a good guy. He just isn't ready to come on my show.
Oh yeah, he's amazing.
That's by all accounts. By all accounts, he's just a great guy. So, which is good because I feel like somebody that gets this big to still have one-on-ones with his customers is crazy. Not crazy, but it's amazing. Cat fart. That's funny that's your name.
What?
Casey Taylor's name is @catfart, which is funny. I was just telling Josh here that every day about this time on my show, the cat poops and makes me. He hasn't done it today. I don't know. He's late. Maybe we check his diet.
He's late.
So now these guys in the wild. If I was gonna, we'll close out on some easy stuff. So if I was gonna look for these guys in the wild in Arizona, what am I looking for? Like what kind of area? Like
so area. I've mainly found them in like rocky gravel areas.
Okay.
And to like dirt, sandish. So they have a very wide variety of a range of that.
So you're not going to find them in like one specific type of terrain.
Correct.
Like I was thinking dry creek bed or something like that, but
like,
that seems almost dangerous.
Yeah. Like these guys, they'll above Flagstaff up north,
Okay, yeah.
and then there's a few populations all the way down south near Tucson and the valley and stuff.
Okay. And when faulty ant wants to know, when do they fly?
July.
In July. Okay. That's the best time of year. Is that like nighttime, daytime?
These guys fly early morning, 6 a.m.
Okay. So you're out there waiting.
Yeah.
And they're not like near town. They're out in the scrub, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not gonna find these guys like, well, I guess you probably could at some point, but not in your yard. They're not gonna show up in your yard.
Not really, no.
And the thing is weird is you would never know unless you dug them up. Because otherwise they just look like regular ants, right?
Well, unless you're like me and you know how to identify them like that.
Right. But if I'm just me, I'm never going to see a replete.
No.
Right. I'm just going to see the ants behaving like regular ants.
Yeah.
So, and you said they're pretty average sized. So you wouldn't even know. What does it say? Pinyon, juniper, arid deserts. I think Faulty's answering the question. Faulty, are you from Arizona too? I heard there's a whole Arizona squad out there that goes looking for stuff.
Yeah.
No.
What? Wait,
Okay.
what did that say?
Cool. Faulty wanted to know if I want to know if he was from Arizona. He says no.
From Arizona, no, but he lives in Arizona.
Well, yeah, ants are underground, dude. What are you trying to tell me? Myrmecologist, yes, they are. Okay. So what? I don't know what's going on in the chat right now. You know what? None of you guys were here when we started, so that's fine. That's fine. We covered a lot of this stuff right at the beginning. So go back and watch. You'll see. We covered some basics because I act like I don't know. Then at the end, you find out I kind of know what I'm talking about. Not much though. So, oh God, I totally blanked on what I was going to ask you. It was a good question too.
Yeah.
So these guys aren't really affected by your guys' crazy weather patterns right now, right? Arizona's getting some weird weather too, aren't they?
Arizona just gets weird weather in general.
This happens all the time.
Yeah.
Because you guys get those flash floods, right? You get those massive rains.
Here and there, yeah.
Right. Not like on the regular, but these guys aren't generally affected by that.
No, not
They've got safeguards or whatever. Okay. Yeah, they don't really care. They don't really care. I love that ants are so resilient. Like when I was out hunting, they were like digging them up, like stab the ground, lift some dirt. There's some ants. All right, we're gonna put the dirt back. And I'm 100% positive the ants were fine. Like not every one of them, but enough of them that they were fine, you know. But they're kind of expendable. Like most of the ants in the nest are basically expendable.
Yeah.
So the only thing I can't think of is like the fungus ants, the farmer ants. Their fungus is not expendable, and the queen is not expendable, or queens, as the case may be. So yeah, do you have any other advice for people keeping these honeypot ants?
Be patient when it's just the queen.
Okay.
Give them a variety of protein. Don't give them too big of stuff. Like small things that they can actually take into their nest. And just give them a mixture of different sugars like sugar water, honey water, stuff like that.
Okay. And you mix it with water so they don't get stuck, basically, right?
Yeah.
And it's easier to clean up because you just keep it in that water tower.
Yeah, it dilutes the honey if you use honey and water.
Okay. I need to really start using one of those liquid feeders because I just literally put honey in a bottle cap and just let them go. So, and
honey is thick.
Yeah.
So I dilute it with water so they can actually drink it easy.
Okay. So that makes it easier for them to get at it. Faulty Ant says he has a queen that lost all her workers and stopped laying eggs. What should he do?
I would suggest giving her a tiny drop of honey water and stuff.
Just keep feeding her like normal.
Yeah. They all. You all just whistle and stuff.
It's got to have something to do with my mic. It's got to have something to do with my voice coming through on your system. Because
It's just funny.
I feel bad because you start talking and you get involved in a question and it starts going wild. Like it
I
doesn't.
know, right?
So just feed her like normal, like you would normally feed a founding queen, and hope for the best.
Basically.
Like she still might not lay again though.
Yeah.
Because I have the same situation.
Just
I have a queen where all of her workers escaped, and however they escaped, she couldn't. So I have her, and that was it. And she hasn't had an egg since, I don't think. So she's in diapause now. I have her in the fridge, but I take her out, once a month to give her a little drop of something. I don't know if she takes it or not really. But yeah, I have 2 colonies that are in the test tubes in the fridge right now.
Yeah.
But you don't really have that situation, do you? Or you
yeah.
have to keep them. That's got to be nice.
With a camp notice, you do have to hibernate most heal.
Oh, you still have to hibernate them in Arizona?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Is it super short though?
Normal time. 2 to 5 months.
That's crazy. That's a part of the hobby in Illinois that I hate is you have to kind of have a way to put them away, or I guess you don't have to, but it's better for them to put them away for a couple months.
If you live in Flagstaff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's northern Arizona. Do you guys get like actual winter there?
We get snow. Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Like we actually get feet upon feet of snow.
Really?
A lot of people don't know that. Last winter we got like 5-6 feet.
Holy crap! I didn't get anywhere near that. And I live in Illinois. I live in northern Illinois, and I didn't get anywhere near that. We had like one snow that was bad last year, but it wasn't. It was like 10 inches.
Yeah, I'm from Alaska, so I'm used to it.
Oh, you're from Alaska? No ants up there, really. Not a whole lot of ants.
Camp Notice, Formica.
It's about it. 2 kinds.
That's all that I can think of.
That's crazy. Alaska to Arizona. That is nuts. Were your parents just moving in alphabetical order? Alaska to Arizona, that's like alphabetical order of the states. Like who's next? That's just a weird move. So now who pays for your hobby? Is my question. So you work part-time, full-time? You're still in school, I assume, at 17.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you do to pay for these ants besides you said you sell some ants on the side?
So first I do sell ants. I made around $6,000 doing that.
Okay.
I'm a intern at ASU and NEU, and I get paid.
Okay. Nice. Okay, I'm trying to get it. There we go.
I don't know
my
why.
dad's voice.
I don't know why, but I find that so funny.
I'm glad. I'm here to make everyone laugh. That's the whole point of the show. So you do interning, you sell ants.
I work with bees too.
You work with bees. So you know a lot about bees?
Oh yeah.
Do you have bees?
Not my personal colonies, but I will see.
So you work at a place that has bees?
I will be working at a place down in Cottonwood.
Okay.
But I work somewhat with bees at ASU as well.
So they have colonies at ASU?
Of bees, yeah.
Pardon me. So I've been trying to get somebody on the show to talk about bees for months, and I haven't been able to find anyone. So we might be doing that in the future.
I'm down.
So, all right. I think we covered honeypot ants. Does anybody have any other questions about these fascinating organisms? How big would a colony get in the wild, roughly? Let's say a 5-year-old colony.
How big do they get again? I will question myself. About 5,000.
So that's kind of where they cap out at then, because I feel like in 5 years that's a mature colony.
Yeah, 5,000-6,000. Yeah.
Okay. And at what point do they start popping out elates? Because I know that's a sign of a mature colony is the elates.
You know,
So not in 2 years.
some people have, some people haven't.
Have you had any elates with these?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. I'm still kind of waiting for that day on my colony too, but they're not even a year old. So
For Campanolas, that won't happen for a while.
yeah, because their queens live like 30 years, right? Roughly.
Yeah, roughly. But also they just grow extremely slow.
Well, these are discolor that don't hibernate, and they've gone from 30.
They're still slow growing species of ant.
Yeah.
All Campanolas notice are kind of slow.
These guys, I don't know. This colony's gone from 30 to 1,500 in 9 months. I think that's pretty solid. It's pretty solid numbers. What season do you get their population boom in? Faulty Ant wants to know when you get a population boom. Is there a season that they get a lot of brood, or summer's the time for them to blow up?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and they know even if you're inside.
Yeah. So all species during winter slow down.
Sure.
Not all of them you need to actually hibernate.
Right.
But most of them do slow down in growth during the winter.
Okay. They kind of mine their resources just in case.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that
then
makes sense.
And then the summer's
when it's time to expand.
Yeah.
Expand your territory, get more food,
Very.
survive the next winter. I mean, that's awesome. They're just such fascinating creatures. I know this channel kind of turned into a half-ass ant channel. But I just think they're so fascinating, and the keeping of them is so crazy. And everyone I know that's keeping ants is your age. So I don't even know. I couldn't even find anyone that was in their 30s to interview.
I know a few in Europe.
In Europe?
Yeah.
Did I talk to a guy in Europe?
But they all
about something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, but they all PhD people with an entomology degree.
Okay, so they're the big ant guys in Europe.
Yeah.
And you know them from contacting them for research information and.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait.
One of them has been studying leafcutter ants for 30 years.
Wow. I mean, that's a cool species to study.
Very.
Is it the? No, it might be the one that they did in the BBC thing. Was it?
I don't know.
So the BBC thing, you know what I'm talking about? So they went out. I think it was South America, and they found a leafcutter colony, and some dude was going to murder them because they were in his farm.
Formal.
Yeah. So they dug them out. They found the queen.
Tubes going to a bunch of
insane.
chambers and stuff, and it was tall. Yeah, I know about that.
What is this? Faulty Ant typed this, and I don't know what that means.
What about Luca? Oh yeah, he was 20 or something.
Okay.
I believe he was 27. He was another. It almost went.
Yeah, like an Arizona keeper. He's out of Arizona too.
Yeah, he was, I believe, 27.
Yeah, not that I'm like ageist. I don't care that I haven't seen anybody older doing ants, but I mean, obviously they exist.
Of course.
But all the people I've met are like 22 and under. So, and I think that's awesome. Like, I think that's awesome. There's that many kids. No, I'm going to call you kids. There's no quotes. You're kids.
I know, kid.
That are so into science, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was never into science that much. Like, I have a science brain, but I was never.
Oh, dude, I love science.
Yeah, but I was never that into it. Like, you guys are inspiring. So
science is my top.
Yeah, science was my jam. Science and English. I'm like math idiot.
Same.
Really?
I don't like math, no.
Yeah, I just don't get it. And I should, because languages are a big deal, and math is basically a language, but I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably why I failed at it. But, like, literally took me all 4 years of high school to pass Algebra 1. And I think my teacher at the end was just like, dude, get out of here. I'm not going to teach you again. So, same guy, 4 years.
I'm in Algebra 2.
You're in what?
Algebra 2.
Oh, you made it. You're better than me. And you're senior now, right?
I'm a junior.
I think all of my nephews are older than you. All but one. That's not a big deal, but it's just interesting. They're not into anything science unless it's building a computer.
I should be a senior, though. I redid 5th grade.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Whatever. 5th grade sucks. At least it wasn't 1st grade. Then I'd have to make fun of you a little bit. So, all right. I'm going to close out. Thank you for coming.
Okay. Of
I
course.
hope you had fun. I think you did.
I did. Oh, yeah.
All right. If you want to talk a little more, you can hang out. A lot of guests just hang out afterwards.
Sure.
Just to shoot the breeze or get more information.
And
I would love to talk to you about bees if you have a little time.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to pull you out and do my closing garbage. And then,
that.
thanks for coming.
Of course. No problem.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Have a great night.
You-
All right. Well, that was Josh from Ants Flagstaff, or who is Ants Flagstaff. I'm Josh from Illinois. I Spot Freak shirt. Boom. Represent. This is swag that I got for doing this show. One of my 3 swag things. Anyway, again, we are going to start doing some ads in the beginning of the show, so be ready for that. We'll still be doing shout outs and talking about people and their products. Obviously, we talked about Tar Heel Ants for like a half an hour of this show. They'll never see it, but whatever. They'll sell 1 unit from me. We also have a lot of great guests coming up. So next week, I already forgot who we have next week. Oh my God. I'm the worst host of a show ever. Let's see. So I'll look at it while I'm talking about this. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. I had a great time tonight talking with my new friend here. Next week, Josh from Ants Flagstaff was this week. Next week is Kevin Nasser. We're going to talk about flake soil and velvet worms. So I don't know how much we're going to see of the velvet worms, but they are fascinating, like dinosaur age species, which we've never had on the show and may never have again. So if you're interested in that, tune in next week. Same pod time, same pod channel. We're going to do Ice Pods again soon, obviously. That's about it. I don't have a whole lot left. I apologize for the cold. It's bound to happen. So have a great night. Oh, so sorry. Like and subscribe, and be prepared for a new backdrop next week. Okay?